Hello friends, in front of me there is a wireless keyboard and mouse, which I think is quite interesting. At first glance, the shape is different from the usual keyboard and comes in elegant color, namely the Rexus KM9. If you are curious about this keyboard, let's review. Before continuing with the review, if you like, friends, you can subscribe this channel to get video updates about reviews, insight, news, and tips. Thank you. Moving on to the review, the Rexus KM9 comes with small package. Then behind the box, we can get a lot of detailed information. For example, about the specification, color variants, and features offered. However, we will discuss the specifications later. In it, we can get a keyboard and mouse set, user manual, and warranty card. The rest is just a plastic cover. Unfortunately, there is no battery in the package, so you must buy additional batteries. Rexus KM9 comes with 75 kcaps, and the product in this review is white color. However, when we look in can, the color display is not pure white, like milky white slate tends to have a cream color. Maybe this is the effect of the paint. And what's interesting is the shape of the keyboard buttons, namely adopting the classic typewriter design of the past with the circle buttons. That's what makes this KM9 keyboard looks unusual. The buttons on the corner of the body have rounded shape, so there is no stiff impression like a regular keyboard. That's why KM9 looks like a classic keyboard but in a modern and minimalist design. Build quality. I am quite satisfied with the build quality, even though it's made of plastic. It feels solid and heavy when held, so even though the shape is rounded, but after filling it feels solid. On the back, we can find the battery slot. It takes two AAA type batteries and there is 4 rubber feet to hold the keyboard so it doesn't shift when used. To open the battery cover on the mouse, simply lift it on the top, like this. The cover is very easy to open. It does need a slider or screwdriver because it uses a magnet to lock it. Behind the lid, we get a USB receiver and AA battery slot, so the keyboard and mouse use different batteries. For specification, the keyboard has 2.4 GHz transmission mode like other standard keyboard. The receiver is used a USB port and is placed behind the mouse cover. Then, as I already mentioned, a total of 75 kcaps for a total weight of 565 grams, not including the battery, and for the dimension 305 by 160 by 36 mm. Honestly, for my small hands, this keyboard is a bit high for me. Sometimes I have trouble reaching the number keys when typing. Maybe this problem is very subjective because people's hand size are different. While the most specifications have a density of 1200 dpi, the dimensions are not too big and still comfortable to hand. Then it weighs 61 grams, not including the battery. There are no RGB lights on the keyboard buttons, nor does the mouse, so both appear in full white color and put forward clean, classic, and minimalist. And the keyboard still uses a membrane board to tap keycaps, so it can't be said that this keyboard is a mechanical type. Still, the appearance and design is alike a mechanical keyboard. Button. As I have mentioned before, Rexus KM9 uses a circle-shaped button. Of course, for most people, not unusual button. When first trying to type, it does need adjustment. I'm not so familiar with the circle button, so need adaptation in a few days. The buttons are made of plastic but still comfortable to use. The typing button is light, so it doesn't need to be pressed too hard. What is often a problem with membrane keyboard is that when you tap fast, the keys are often not pressed, causing typos. But at KM9, I have very rarely encountered this problem. In short, it feels similar to a mechanical keyboard even though it still uses a rubber membrane. And no less important, the sound of typing on this keyboard is not too noisy, maybe because it uses a rubber band and the sound can be muffled. This is what makes me comfy when using it. Feels like using a mechanical keyboard but not noisy. For me, it took about 3 days to adapt to this keyboard, and I think KM9 is quite comfortable. Yes, I can type about 60 words per minute, although it depends on each individual. However, considering the keyboard size, the keys given are very limited, not like a full keyboard. For example, I often use punctuation with the Shift key on the right hand, but on this keyboard, the Shift key is only on the left. Then, other buttons such as print screen, home, back up, and back down are not available, so you must adapt if you previously used a full-size keyboard. User experience. I've been using this keyboard for about 3 weeks, so already know the advantages and disadvantages of Rexus KM9 based on my experience. This keyboard is quite comfortable for everyday use, plus its clean white and unique appearance. For the keyboard, I have not yet changed the battery, so I think for this good battery saving. As for the mouse, I have changed the battery twice, maybe because I'm using a cheap battery and it's only 700 mAh. It drains fast. What's interesting about the mouse is that it will sleep by itself if it's not used for a while. And to use it again, just click any button, and then it will work again. But even so, with a 700 mAh battery, I think it's not enough for everyday comfort. To support the use of the keyboard, I made an additional wooden wristpad because I'm not comfortable using the keyboard without a wristpad. My small hands struggle to reach all the keycaps. That's why I made a wristpad from the keyboard. I used thick wood. It happened to be quite easy to find in my areas. I adjusted the wristpad with keyboard design, and so this is the result. This wristpad is very helpful with typing difficulties. Without the wristpad, it makes the hand tired because they have to bend the wrist. Now, the hand position is parallel to the keyboard body, and the previous problem can be solved. My hands can reach the button and reduce the fatigue in the wrist. For the price, the Rexus KM9 keyboard costs around $15 to $17, or in Indonesia currency around 200,000 rupiah. Very affordable, isn't it? We have a gold keyboard with unique, clean, and aesthetic design. For $15 to $17, a keyboard and mouse set are very affordable. We have got a keyboard with unique design, good build quality, and sturdy. Then get a mouse that has an attractive design, clean, white, and minimalist. That's all for this keyboard and mouse review. Hopefully it can be a reference for all of you. If you like, friends, you can subscribe this channel to get video update about reviews, news, insight, and tips about technology. I'm Fatun Asari. See you in the next video.